종 해마고 정미생이 장소보대계 조생이 장교보대 김여생이 이거보대 개미생이 영조보대 서울문하고 신내일 동호주 정미생이 장조보대 갑생이 이주의 보체 경호생이 이성이 보체 을미생이 이지후 보체 서울문하고 신내동호주 을사생이 강정보대 이민생이
Korea might seem like one of the least metal countries on earth. But shortly after moving here to teach about a decade ago, I attended the Asia Metal Festival. This concert hall, Sangsangmadang, was where I saw my first Korean metal concert in early 2009. It was a pretty big show. It featured classic Korean bands, as well as younger, more extreme acts. It was my first introduction to the metal community here, a scene that's been integral to my life and soul. But as I learned over the years, unpacking the story of Korean metal unpacked the rest of Korea as well, in ways I couldn't have foreseen. This is Jung Jung Ha, aka Chuck. He's the main man behind Fecundation and has also done vocal duties for Korean death metal veterans C.
Fecundation was formed in 2013 by this guy, and I had a friend called Corey. Yeah, he played bass. Kind of like brutal death metal, like Discord, so like super, like fast drumming and like super, like just like crazy riffs. I think I've been writing new songs, and like I made so far like 2 minutes. I already use I have like more than 20 guitar riffs in it. And there's no repeats of my music. Like my first album is a little different. Second album, I'm trying to like make it like more like complicated, because like I think that's cool.
You don't really do the riff chorus.
No, because like people are doing that in like pop music, so I don't have to be part of that. I only played like Japan, China, and Thailand. So I went to China twice, and like wasn't very like impressive. I went to Japan for a tour, and it was very impressive. I can tell that like these people actually kind of understand my music and stuff. Some guitars I just cherish them too. Chuck Schuldiner model. Kramer Night Swan. This thing I picked it up at like Guitar Center Hollywood. I made it by myself, so it's called like ping pong in my first Fender guitar. Dreamed of this guitar for like 6 years. The company is based in Hong Kong, and this thing sounds like a fucking tank. Like, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, this is Ingve guitar. It's Ingve's signature. And like a month later, I found another one. I got exactly the same guitar. It's like, I mean, like, scalloped neck. It's a terrible guitar, actually. Because Ingve's vibrato is like super sweet. It's like, ooh, 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 something like that. So it's pretty gnarly. I mean, another Kramer Night Swan. Guitar nerds all know what this is. Normal people wouldn't know because, like, it looks the same, so it sounds the same. No, it does not sound the same.
Yeah, his name is Dolma. He's castrated. Dolma, which means twinkling and starry eyes, looks very smart and cute.
Yeah, my name is Kim Hee-ju. I'm a vocalist of death metal band Imperial Domination. My day job is a game programmer. I work at Nexon GT.
Hee-ju is what you would call a badass. Besides playing death metal and bearing a slight resemblance to the machine gunner in Star Wars Rogue One, he also hauls ass around Seoul in his Ducati and trains jiu-jitsu by night.
I've been training jiu-jitsu for 4 years. Purple belt means I can kick anybody's ass if I want to. This is an ocean, and I'm a shark. And the other untrained guys does not know how to swim. That's jiu-jitsu.
Die again by a hardcore show yesterday.
Maybe because of too much noise from the distortion guitar and high pitch vocals. So I lost my money again. That's what happened today. they are really good friends, but when they drunken, they cannot control. So break speaker, drum, amp, everything. So it hurts, but I say okay. I'm Young Lee from Korea, but my father from China.
Yuying runs GBN, which these days is the main base of operation for most forms of extreme music in the capital. Besides that, he's also the frontman for salsa and plays in a handful of other bands at any given time.
I play gonguri for bass now and drum for LPP. The gonguri is a doom death metal like Japanese band Confucianism. And the LPP is my grindcore band. I playing drum. Yeah.
LPP,
does it
stand for something?
It's just Little Puppy Princess.
Can you not film me when I'm smoking? Because I don't want my dad to possibly end up seeing this and smoke.
I'll just put in the fuzzy circle over the cigarette, the hidden identity.
He'll ask, I'll be like, no, Dad, it was a dildo, don't worry. Fair enough.
I'm from Sokcho. It's like a small town in Gangwon-do. I was raised as a good boy all the time, no trouble. Where the metal come from is WWE, the wrestling stuff. They're entrance music. It's all fucking metal and stuff. Like a guy called Sting, he used Sick and Destroy by Metallica. So I was like, and I was like, what the fuck, that's so sick. And I was started searching stuff and bands Death, Chuck Schuldiner. I picked my English name because of this guy, Chuck Schuldiner of Death, pioneer of death metal. When I first heard the record, I was like, I could felt that it's something whoa, it's death metal, I'm gonna die listening to it. I started just listening to those after school, every day. I was got so into it. I think that was the beginning of it. I think, yeah. So Sokcho is super small, and no metal existence, and I was 19 or something like that. So I just graduated school. So I went to LA to go to school, Musicians Institute. In the 80s, it was really for all those shredder schools. It's so many shredders are from my school.
No one interesting in Korea for this music. We into this music because of more faster, more brutal. I thinking about that too because I play doom metal and there is no fan or people like us. So I thinking that it's kind of a lifestyle. Soju is very important. I don't know other people, but I'm really like beer. Beer is my life, but I don't drink beer in the after party because it's slow drunken and expensive for drunken. We want to drunken fast and cheap. So soju is the solution for us.
Oh, back home? Oh yeah, drink, great show. Oh yeah, fuck yeah! All right. My name is Kirk. Everybody calls me Kirk Kwan. I've been in the sound industry for about 20 years now, and in Korea for about 10. I started out as a studio recording engineer and moved on to doing live sound, and mostly here in Korea I've been doing live sound for venues and Korean metal bands. Here, for instance, Method is the main one. Also, Gwamegi from Busan, the Remnants of the Fallen, who just currently this year won the Korean Music Awards for heaviness. So the last year was Method, and then this year was Remnants of the Fallen.
2003년도에 2002년도에 처음 여기 기타 치는 김재하 형님과 여기 베이스 치는 김효원. 일집, 2집 정식 발매는 따로 이제 보컬이 참여하면서 5인조로 3집까지 활동을 하고 정규 4장하고 EP 앨범 1장. 일단 첫째로 5집 작업 진행을 하고 있고, 그리고 가까이에는 지금 한국 밴드 2팀, 일본 밴드 1팀, 3팀에서 스플릿 앨범 발매 6월달에 발매를 앞두고 있고, 그 외에는 바로 5집 다음 앨범 준비하고, 그래서 지금은 그냥 지금처럼 계속 활동 왕성하게 하고 그거밖에 사실.
frontman of Method, is also known in the scene from his previous work in Ishtar.
I used to be in a band that actually I created, which is called Ishtar, and it was a symphony metal music. My name is Binna Kim, and I'm from Seoul, Itaewon. My life as a yoga teacher, and at the same time I work also in a trade company, and then at last I'm a musician to my show, because I really wanted to be a musical actress before, but my own I wanted to create my own stage, not to be in a musical already did. I was thinking maybe I could be a pioneer to mix the rock music and the opera singing, because at that moment I really wanted to be an opera singer, and I was getting prepared to go to the music school, music university. And I thought that my idea was very creative, and I started getting members, looking for members, and the moment I think that was an inventory woman. So I thought nobody would do this music. Rock with opera singing would never be this kind of music. And then after I was very disappointed, because I realized that there were too many bands that were doing the same style. And the symphony metal music, actually in Europe there are too many kinds of bands, such as Nightwish, Epica, Within Temptation, but unfortunately in Korea there wasn't, and Ishtar was the only band who was doing symphony metal music.
So much hard time, and gave so much lessons we're holding. But anyhow, in States it was so hard for me. Seriously, it's
But you were younger.
no, it's not that. Seriously, as an Asian, it's really hard. I don't know, maybe it's LA.
I
Seriously,
used to live in States, and I felt easier for me to be brutal death metal from Korea than brutal death metal from America by Korean guy. So I experienced all those big things, wow, many professional musicians and shows, and long-haired guys, everything so big, Hollywood, and came back to Sokcho after all that, and I was oh fuck, I feel I'm in prison or something like that. I love my family and everything is okay, but it's fucking tedious, and I had nothing to do, nothing, seriously, in Sokcho. If you want to play music, you cannot stuck there. You do nothing. like I was fine when I was 20 because I never like experienced more than that. But like, yeah, like when I came back, it was like too tough for me to just stay there. So I was like, the best thing that I could do was to move to Seoul and do stuff.
The metal in Korea, it's too small. Because this society, I mean the Korea country, didn't have much time to grow up with the music, the Western music especially.
I thought there was no band in Korea.
Wow. You didn't know?
I didn't.
Like for instance, when I first came to Korea, it took me almost 2 years to find out where there was a good venue to go to. And I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it.
Really hard to find members. I don't have a bass player. I just got a drummer.
Microscopic.
Yeah.
My name is Jay. People call me Thumbo. Full name Jae Ho Lee. I'm from Korea, of course, but I was brought up in the U.S. I'm just an all-time brutal death metal lover. So, you know, beside that, I have no interest. Ha! Me and my crew, my staff, my friends, we have a booking agency called Very Majesty, and we've been doing that shit since last November. I mean, in Europe and in the States, it's really, you know, normal to see a metal booking agent, but in Korea there is none. So me and my good buddies tried to, you know, let's do something because no one else gonna do it, and we're gonna just complain about it. You know, if you're gonna complain about it, why not try, you know, doing it? So, and since then we've been getting a lot of requests and calls from Europe, South America, Central Asia, and recently we made a show with Defeat Insanity and Kujun. Fucking Kujun. My longtime metal heroes. It was unbelievable. I mean, I almost cried when they arrived, and I actually cried when they left. So,
All the bands, as far as I know, especially the metal bands, they have to have a job to sustain their dream of their music being a livelihood. Some of them teach, but unless they're teaching guitar, their actual craft of playing music, making money, living off of their music, doesn't happen yet. Not from any of the bands I know, at least the top metal bands.
I give guitar lessons, and I need more students. Not that I don't have students, but I need more students because I love to teach, not to buy more guitars. I love to teach.
Being a musician and living as a full-time musician does not pay their bills. So many of them choose their careers. So they quit.
The last metal shirt I saw in an actual store here in Korea was at H&M. That's, I don't know, to me that's just like fucking debauchery or whatever. That's just, no, what are you doing?
these days it's really easy to watching the shirts in street, which you talk about the Iron Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth is big band, and they are wearing without they never listen them. It's kind of funny.
헤비메탈에서 되게 유명한.
This is black metal. It's death metal.
아, black.
Black metal, death metal,
Black metal.
heavy metal.
Heavy metal. 아, heavy metal.
That's like the pentagram letter.
환경 자체는 없다고 보면 되고.
그러니까 뭐 그 서포트라는 게
거의 없고 밴드 마인드로만 이끌어왔는 거죠.
일종의 사명감 같은 거죠.
한국의 음악이 보통 매스컴 위주의 음악이다 보니까 방송에 출연하지 못하는 음악 장르 모든 장르가 다 배제되고 그 중에 더 배제되고.
I would say out of most of the metal bands that are here in Korea, Remnants of the Fallen have seen in the last few years the most TV. But I've seen more of them than any other band. I don't know, maybe it's because lead singer's a good-looking guy. Who knows, you know? Korea's all about, you know, right? I'll never be on TV. This mug will never, ever he'll ever be part of a K-pop video, that's for sure.
Mine is a new band, is Remnants of the Fallen.
I accidentally got their EP. I really liked that EP and they boomed. Yeah, they became a big star in here. I knew that they will be. They got skills, they got melodies, everything.
Henderson and Sangwon are two university-age fans in the scene, and Sangwon is actually a former student of mine.
My name is Sangwon Yoon, and I start to go to concert with my professor Ian, 2013. Is it good?
My name is Hyungwon, Lee Hyungwon, and now recently I'm the vocalist of the black metal band named Creepers. Matter in young people, what should I say about that? I can say zero popularity. Minus popularity.
The kids, Korean kids does not listen to heavy metal anymore. Now, kind of being a metalhead is kind of a despised thing in Korean school.
People in school, students are sometimes bullying the people just only being special. They don't want something special, they just want equal things.
They think special thing is weird.
Yes, they accept it. If someone is special on something, they accept it, oh, he's weird, he's jerk. They're cutting off every time.
There's a cafe where you can hang out with meerkats. Meerkats. Like from Africa. Yeah.
When there's something something new to check out, Koreans never go by themselves. They can never act alone. So we don't have anything like a lone wolf thing, you know?
I think it's because Korean young people are very, very having busy time with their own life, like schooling. Yeah, just being family, being good sons and daughter for the family.
I think Koreans are the most peer-pressured people in the world, and starting as kids, your parents just don't let you do your own shit.
Musicians getting older, and it's natural, but they'll stick with what they like when they're kids.
I was always the youngest person in everywhere. I had to meet some people, the metalers in the metal scene, And yeah, but they are mostly older than me. The only band that's called Metamorphosis are 1 year younger than me.
Some youngsters doing metal, like Metamorphosis and Indophobia. They're not like us, death metal, but they are quite modern kind of a metal. I like that, and it's really good to see them playing such music because we lack of young metal musicians.
Why is the scene so small? It's Korea.
In Korea, it's like all Hangnim, my brother, right? My big brother. Like that's what the society's like. It's always showing homage and being respectful and to that particular either part of the culture, part of the group. And I find the music is very, very much like that as well.
There is a social order, exactly same in the scene. When band coming or the audience coming, they ask first time, how old are you? And if he older 1 year, he got some order. Talk shit, doing shit. Because Korean, so just the same as Korean company or something. Even we cannot make money.
It's the same system because we are living in that society, so that the band also works on that with that system.
First of all, like you're not if you're like super dongseng and stuff, and like you have to just like do everything. Like from what I saw, like for after parties, you have to like gather money from like other bands.
One of my members, that was the oldest guy, had his opinion now, and it was very difficult to say something against. So I had to hide that feelings.
Youngnim wouldn't let like this like some random ass like dongseng band to play for like with them. It's like, this bullshit. Like, what are you? You never play like outside of Korea.
When I started the GBM, there's no order by age. We are all friends over the world because of only music. My friends is not really kissing as people. We don't care. But the guys, they care a lot.
This is why I like Seed guys. They are like cool on everything. Their age is also like a bit old, but they are nice and very cool.
Being a metal musician is not such a not very regarded as a artist. we are just weird sometimes. Somebody think us as a very cool artist, but in general we are not, in my opinion, we are not accepted as a group of artists. So we are having our hairs long, or just wearing some crazy t-shirt and doing some shitty things. It's just a kind of borderline homeless or something.
I get a lot of complaints and a lot of visits by the popo.
Fuck the police.
What'd you say?
Yeah, it's fucking.
What are you, an Anjuma?
Dude, I'm a lizard, man.
예를 들자면 아기들이 전철을 탈 때 아 형 이렇게 그림 만화면서 이렇게 막 만지고 좋아하거든요. 저도 그걸 좋아하는데 그러면 그 어머니가 만지지 마 위험해. 그러니까 저는 괜찮습니다. 저 아이 좋아해요.
So my grandmother say, it's too loud, it's not music. Real music is dance.
And my grandfather is a really conservative and a guy like a tiger. He's a real tyrant of the family. When he really hated my long hair and my beard.
Ironically, these days some of the only people who resemble traditional Koreans throughout history seem to be metal musicians. 100
years ago, when the Japanese forced us to cut our hairs and a beard, some beasts literally died for that. Somebody committed suicide to protest. But now we are changed so leftly, so much.
우리가 하는 음악이 약간 어둡고 약간 뭐 괴기스럽진 않지만은 이제 어두운 사운드니까 그걸 듣고 굉장히 영향을 받아요. 그리고 일부러 고학적인 느낌을 낸 것도 있지만 우리 한국 사람들은 이제 한스러운 게 몸에 자연스럽게 배어 있다고 생각해요. 저는.
We have our traditional music, and that kind of music is very. It has many many sad things. It derivates from sad things, sad emotion, because we had a sad history.
Since the war, I think everything comes from nothing, you know? When things arise from ash, I think it has to go through a certain steps of fertility. This country, everything was so fast. It was like fucking Zoom, like it was like LTE, like, you know, the fastest internet in the world. Everything was so fast. I think it is the most unpleasant way to form a cultural base.
또 그렇고 이제 우리는 한국적인 음악을 하고 싶어요. 사실 우리가 하고 있는 이제 뿌리는 이제 유로피안 그 뭐 브레메탈이나 이런 스웨덴식의 브레메탈 사운드지만은 우리만의 것을 찾아야 된다고 생각하거든요. 그냥 유럽 시장에서 경쟁력이 생기는 거고.
I actually making a song, putting some Korean style singing, like 아리랑, like that. Yeah, 판소리. I had never studied that, but I wanted to express something Korean in the.
저는 이 씬에서 조선 펑크 밴드 H파를 하고 있는 정진용입니다. 예전에는 크라이스트 펑이라는 그라인드코어 밴드 했었고요. 지금은 펑크 씬과 메탈 씬을 왔다 갔다 하고 있습니다. 아티크라이스트를 하고, 그다음에 솔직히 우리나라 기독교가 지금 너무 부패했고, 그다음에 정치적으로 너무 관여하고, 무조건 타락한 정치인들이 다 무조건 교회를 통해서 연결돼 있잖아요. 그러니까 저희는 우리나라가 좀 깨끗해지려면 우선은 부패한 기독교인들이 많이 없어져야 된다고 생각해요.
Korea, it's pure evil. It's fucking evil.
You also know that there's too many crazy, insane Christians in here.
I'm very sure the Korean religion starting bigger because of the Korean War. The war happened, there's no future, nothing to do, and there has no future, how can they handle the life?
It's all imported from the America. Some beautiful point of American evangelism is very similar to Korean kind of shamanism or something.
When I was first in middle school, I met the crazy homeroom teacher for 2 years. Yes, she was very insane, giving candies every time whoever speaks something about religious. Some quotes from the Bible, she's giving good scores, good candies, and praising everything. And I was saying that I'm not interested in any religion.
Christianity, the Korean kind of a shamanism, and it's combined with into a very bad kind of religion. It's kind of monster.
Since that, for 2 years, she was bullying me in classroom, so I started hating Christians here. That got me into black metal so easily.
There still are a lot of Christian bands in Korea, like Dark Mirror of Tragedy, the only symphonic black metal band in Korea, because there's only one.
The third album that I have here is a band called My Last Enemy, and great bunch of young guys. Great bunch of young guys. And they end up having to take time off or stop playing for military service, which happens a lot here in South Korea.
If you're born as a dude, you gotta go shoot some guns. You gotta serve the military, mandatory.
Korean society is a highly hierarchical system, and it is amplified and recycled by military. It does more harm than good to Korean society.
I feel like losing a lot, because I've been to Japan and some Southeast Asia for the music scene, like here. The mostly people is 18 to 22, which also same age Korean going to military. They really has active passion for the music and their life. So we're losing a lot. It's not about 2 years, it's like more big for us, I think.
It's a good example. Like my band too. I got a new drummer, like who's like younger than me, and like he didn't serve like military service yet. So it's gonna be a problem if he just like one day if he just go to serve his duty.
Basically, it kills the band.
Some bands survive it, but a lot don't. That particular band, I haven't heard from them since they've done their military service.
They had the like long hair, like their hair is off. It's like their passion is off. Like they're like they face their like reality and stuff like.
In late 2017, we saw a show by Hokum Saw. It was the last by their guitarist, who was entering the military the following week.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. Like there's the influence.
Park Chung-hee's era was back in 60s and 70s. 68 movement in worldwide. It was the most oppressing era in Korea because Park Chung-hee didn't want to any revolutionizing the society.
근데 아마 내 생각에 개인적으로 생각에 그 당시에 정치적인 그 피해를 많이 받지 않았나. 장발 단속이라든지 밴드 음악을 나라에서 규제를 많이 했기 때문에.
Yeah, it was all underground in the back in 70s, and after Park Chung-hee is assassinated and John Do-han comes in culture-wise, he really lowered the level of the censorship. So a lot of erotic movies came in, and the rock music was introduced, and no haircut.
So I felt like China is kind of like looks like 80s Korea, like culturally.
I'm from Gwangju, the southern part. Actually, my parents want me to study English, so they bought me a cassette player back in the days, and yeah, I studied English with the cassette player, but I also started to listen to music. But my most favorite musician back in the day was New Kids on the Block and MC Hammer. Oh man, damn. Step 5, step, yeah, everyone knows this. Fuck. I can't believe myself. After that, Skid Row comes in. Sebastian's voice was so compelling, so I like that. And after that, I was hospitalized in a car accident. At the time, my youngest aunt visited me. She knew I like heavy metal, so she bought me a Justice album, and it was such a nice, good album. So I want to try the other album, and I bought the Master album, and boom, it was such a masterpiece.
So I started off with Saint Anger. Can you believe this?
Yeah, as you see, I have every Metallica album collection except Saint Anger because it was so shitty.
Saint Anger is like my guilty pleasure. Wow. It's shitty as fuck.
In 80s, rock music and heavy metal was quite huge in Korea. So they made a stadium concert of Korean metal.
And the Back to Sun also, I like their music.
Yeah. Back to Sun is just, or first or second is good.
Widely regarded as Korea's first metal band, Baek Tusan have slowly faded from view. Nonetheless, they set the ball rolling for harder music on the peninsula.
그룹 백두산을 소개합니다.
Korean band Crash Kicks In. They released their first album in 1994, which was so good.
Crash. I like Crash. Yeah. I'm going their concerts still sometimes. I like their music. Yeah, since long.
Yeah, they are legend of Korean thrash metal, you know.
Back in mid 90s, the bands like Crash and Monkey Heads played in TV, KBS or SBS, the TV station show, like a Gayo Top 10 or something. But not anymore, not even big.
The first band comes to my mind, Korean metal, is Crash, of course. Nowadays, Crash is crashing, from my point of view, because they're not the guys who they used to be. But the first album is pretty monumental.
My first death metal album was Obituary's The End Complete, which was so good. I was so shocked by the musical intensity of death metal, so I immediately fall into love with death metal. But I didn't know the deicide and cattlecore because their musical content was so anti-social, and they can't pass through the Korean government censorship. It is 1997. Cannibal Corpse's Korean record guy gets arrested, and you know what's Cannibal Corpse's lyrics are, and it never gets passed to the censorship. So they disguise the songs like instrumental or false lyrics, and they got busted.
He actually started Korean death metal.
Actually, I'm not an original member of SID. SID is maybe first melodic death metal. Then 1996.
I know it used to be a more popular thing here, like in the 90s and stuff. Like you had more bands and stuff, like in 2000 as well. Like just like Busan Rock Festival and stuff. If you heard, like used to be like they used to bring bands like Deicide and like Cannibal Corpse, like Creator, and like fucking packed. Compared to that, Korea was like 500 people for Iron Maiden.
그때는 뭐 전 세계가 그 헤비 메탈의 시대였어요.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, you know? Yeah. I change.
Actually, I started with metal music when I was 12 years old. I was a little bit weirdo and sweaty, so I tried to choose a difference with my friend. They all listen same K-pop, same hip-hop, so hey, I don't want to be same, so I just try one album. I don't ever listen it, but I just looks cool, so I grab in, but it was Metallica, the first album, Justice for All. saying. My head is and I start collecting every Metallica album first. Yeah, and that's the start. So Metallica, Slayer, Deicide is my part. Yeah. 2005 or 6, and I start to coming the Hongdae. It was Club Wasp. There's a few metal venue that time, not now, but so Wasp. It was my taste of the metal. It's more like thrash, power.
Hongdae is famous for its art school, and a lot of art students and artists live around Hongdae.
10 years ago, Hongdae was better than Mule now. There's really fun. Only hip hop guys or punk guys, metal guys. That's all. There's not really many people, not traveler. So, but there's also many fight between hip hop and metal.
They didn't want to absorb and stay with the usual Korean ideas and customs.
Culturally open area for Korea.
I start to going to Wasp every weekend. Even I'm not really the kind of person can speak with other person, but I just start to going there and headbang and make many friends there. And they are still friends of mine here too. I start to listen brutal death metal, some Maniac. I search in the internet that time and some Wargrind, which I play now. I was fall in love in Wargrind and brutal death. So I just save money and going to overseas to watching show and meet friend, make album, make music.
So we went underground. I don't know exactly why. The younger guys came in, or my ages, or slightly older than I am. Such guys came in to do the extreme kind of metal.
That time, so Club Wasp is closed. There was Queen Live Hall. It's do you know the Sapiens? He maybe organized a lot of show in the Queen Live Hall. And the Skunkwear, it was a punk and grindcore show.
So this dingy basement-level fried chicken restaurant was the home of Sapien 7, the metal bar run by Kim Do-soo. This served as the spiritual home for metal in Korea, from about the mid-2000s to the end of 2014.
Do-soo was the main man behind the black metal band Otheon, and also the owner of Jushin Productions, a metal record label and booking agency. He put on the biggest metal shows at the time, including overseas headliners, and of course, the annual Asian Metal Fest.
한 이제 4, 5년 된 것 같은데 이제 내가 보면 이게 노하우가 많이 생겼어요. 힘들지 않았다고 얘기하면 이제 한국 메타 씬에 대해서 하시는 분들은 거짓말이다 얘기할 텐데 많이 힘들었죠. 근데 이제 내가 왜 해야 되는지를 저는 알기 때문에 한국 시장에서 뭔가를 하고 싶은 것도 있고.
And I was kind of surprised that Kim Do-soo, he did a lot of shows and he was planning to have this big show called Asian Metal Festival. I think it was the 4th or the 5th. And on that show, he actually announced that Kwi-jun and Cattle Decapitation had confirmed to play in Korea, and everybody was hyped, and you know, I bought the tickets, blah blah.
할 생각이고, 그 다음에 이제 후배들한테 이제 그런 길을 좀 열어주고 싶은 그런 욕심들이 있어요. 그냥 기반을 저희가 좀 바꿔놓고.
And 3 weeks prior to the show, he made another announcement that since North Korea is having missile testings, 2 death metal bands had to cancel because of their own safety, and no one kind of believed it, but you know, they actually canceled it.
Well, I knew that many things, many problems happened during that moment. I guess that he left the scene because he had too many debts, and as he wanted to continue his the promotion, the management, the tour management, and that kind of things, he had to have money, no? But he couldn't go ahead.
I mean, I actually trusted him, you know. I mean, yeah, people might, you know, think differently outside of Korea, but, you know, it was just nothing like that.
He didn't do any, like, so much wrong. He was trying to just, like, bring lots of, like, stuff, like Asian metal, like, fest and shit, and, like, I think his intent was, like, good, I think. Try to, like, you know, but the way he did was wrong.
We've never been paid, but we had many good opportunities to be opening guests for some great bands. So I feel honored, and I also feel thankful to him.
그런 게 이제 저도 이 씬에 있으면서 어느 위치까지 올라가면서 굉장히 화가 나는 부분이고, 아무도 관심을 갖지 않아요, 사실. 저 같은 사람이 있고 저를 이어갈 사람들이 앞으로도 필요하다고 생각을 해요. 그리고
Yeah, it was some kind of end of the era, and like nothing really happened after that. I guess we are doing something, but it's not so much.
Actually, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared.
Around this time, others started to step in to fill in the vacuum created by the folding of Jushin and Sapien 7. It was actually during this period that I first saw Yu Yun perform with Gongri. This is also around the time when fresh-faced Chuck first appeared on the scene with an adorable little haircut. Most of these shows were in squatter venues and basements scattered all over the city, because metal was basically rootless, until Thumbo opened the venue called Three Thumbs.
My own metal space with minimum equipment. We try to make a lot of shows within the genre. And 3 to 4 years of, non-stop shows every Saturday. We were making something and a step forward to what we really wanted to achieve. And all of a sudden we came to a big, huge wall called gentrification.
Hongdae used to be famous for its rock clubs because the rent was cheap. So Hongdae became suddenly huge, and it attracted too many kind of people, tourists, whatever. So rent skyrocketed. So do you remember Three Thumbs? The rent there was 3 million, 300만 원. 3 million for a month. That place is very shitty place, right? Yeah, not very good for business. They simply couldn't keep up.
Artists, so-called artists, and the people who were dwelling in the district couldn't afford, anything.
I mean, normal people is not really interesting. They are coming, traveler coming, and the fee is expensive. We cannot stand it there. Too expensive for playing.
And after they move out, the space taken over by, the, what do you call them? Celebrity wannabes or stuff like that, or, mainstream bullshit.
There was a internet metal community in here in Korea. They used to lead the young people into metal scenes. It's not there anymore. Bad shit happened and everything is gone.
I won't say that, the numerics, but, it was really beyond our ability. So after a long thought, I just decided to close and move on.
Now I am like local band here, and like what I see is like not many people. Maybe it's just my generation. Maybe those people who made this venue packed, they're like too old, or they just didn't know what they were doing, and just like, I don't know, man. Like seriously.
Actually got smaller and fans got older, and the old fan does not come to the show anymore, but the guys playing metal music stays almost same. Their style stays almost same, but so it's basically, sometimes I think that way, we are dying breed. We are dying as a breed.
and there's a few clubs, but they are not really welcome to our music, kind of music, death metal, punk, because we are playing too loud and maybe too drunk, so they are nearly not welcome. But so that time it was a venue also, Space Moon. The owner going to the other country, so he want to sell it. So I just, why not? And I got just the only loud band here. It's 10 years long dream. We want just playing fun and louder. That's all. So I just started.
And was thinking to myself, then I should change the format of me contributing in this, you know, in the scene, or, you know, in this metal world in Korea. So it doesn't have to be physical. What can it be? So I made up my mind to become a booking agent.
These days, both punk and metal have regrouped in Muledong, quite literally the metal district. It's an industrial area, very much on the margins of society.
Muledong is just a cheap place of the soul. And also the one problem is here's already loud, because every industry is fucking loud. So even we playing at the weekdays morning, open the door, but they don't care. So that's the only reason. Cheap and loud.
Picture was like two dudes or chicks just like hanging from a hook. Yeah, exactly. And the baby too. It's pretty brutal. You know, it's like people ask me about like, why do you play death metal? Oh, it's weird. Like, it's the same reason why people watch like horror movies. It's the same thing.
Freedom. When they say the blast beat, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, and vocal, it's making me feel freedom from the maybe real life.
The metal music is supposed to be intense. That intensity inspires me and driving me some very elevated state of mind.
Metal, I think it's Wagner orchestra with electricity.
I think that there isn't any other kind of music that can shock your mind. I think that metal music is the closest music to the human instinct.
When I listen to metal, it's like a very exhilarating. It's like riding a motorcycle.
I feel like I have so much like adrenaline, like the chemical thing comes out of like your body. Like when I was a student, like it made me feel like I'm so much stronger. Like aggressive music. Like when I'm listening to like the death metal in the street, I felt like I can be anything. Fuck you guys, fuck you, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. And so, yeah.
It seems that metal, like so many other things, has been relegated to a specialized niche fandom, But the bubble burst a long time ago. And while forms of rock music will continue, they will no longer be associated with broader youth movements or as agents of social change. It did its job, breaking down barriers in government, culture, and religion. But the future will belong to other social movements and their own original forms of artistic expression. Regardless, for those of us in it, there's no end in sight.
I think metal stay underground is better. But because it's playing for more fun and split and real face, not money. Not many crowd is okay, but at least we have to fun together.
I want to see one of them get on a tour with a big headliner and be like that comet in the front with the tail and just show everybody, say, hey, metal is still here. Metal is still a big thing.
We are going to release a full-length album, hopefully soon. I'm recording it right now. And we're going to Japan next month for 2 shows.
Unless, war breaks out.
And I left the band last year, and I'm creating a new band with other musicians. They are all from other countries, but the most part of them are from Russia. We are making the first full-length album right now. And the band's name is called Psychanical Dreamers.
They're always talking about the next show and making the next scene, making the scene better.
오늘 이 기회를 정말 감사하고요. 오신 분들 감사드리고요. 다음에 또 하면 그대로 와주시면 감사하겠습니다.
As long as I'm here, Korean metalheads will have a lot of chance to make a scene, a legacy for the next generation.
I'm still living here, and the clear thing is that I'm happier than before, and I'm happier than ever right now.
I'm really enjoying now, and I think it will be better scene. Maybe I learned this for a long time.
I don't know. I want to be able to play music just until I die, and that's the long term. I don't know. Short term, I need more students. Need more students to buy more guitars.
Oh shit!
I don't feel so good, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, really? Oh, it's all fine. I don't feel so good, man. I don't feel so good.